everyone, it's Allie, and today I have another book review for you. I love doing book reviews because I really like talking about books that I enjoy reading. I love this shirt. This video, I need to learn how to do this. I'm really good at doing YouTube, as you can tell. This video is going to be about this book called Raptor Red, and it's by Robert T Bakker. I think it's Baker, it might be Bakker, I don't know, it's B-A-K-K-E-R. This book is fantastic. This book follows the life of a Utah raptor named Raptor Red. It basically follows, I think it's a year in her life, and she goes through like leaving her family and finding her way and finding a mate and all that good stuff that young animals go through in their life. I guess it's about her really finding her way in the world, and it's kind of like a coming of age story in a way, but in a way that is really interesting. It's in her point of view, it's in Raptor Red's point of view, it's through her eyes. It's fantastic. The way he just paints everything so vividly just makes you really feel like you could just walk outside and you're into Raptor Red's world, which probably wouldn't be a good thing because we don't need dinosaurs. But it's just so good, and what I think makes this so fantastic is because Robert is a paleontologist, and I didn't initially know that when I first read this. I first got this at the library because I just found it and I thought it sounded really cool. And when I got it and I like skimmed the back, either it didn't say that he was a paleontologist, or I just didn't read that far or something, but he's a paleontologist and he is known as a rebel in his field. He just kind of does his own thing. But he's extraordinary, and this is extraordinary, and I think what makes it so good is not only is it basically, it's just a coming of age story and finding your own way in the world and finding something to fight for and to live for, but it's through a dinosaur's point of view. It's not through like a boy or a girl at high school trying to find themselves and struggling with, you know, going through teenage years and going through bullies and all that stuff. I mean, she has bullies. She had some bullies. They're predators wanting to eat her, not just people that want to make you feel bad about yourself. So I think the idea that it's from the dinosaur's point of view makes it so much better for me, because I absolutely love dinosaurs, and anything really related to dinosaurs makes me just really happy, and I love them so much. And the colorfulness, the vivid aspect, the way he just makes you feel connected to the dinosaur and makes her appear not to just be the small-brained, cold-blooded killer reptile that most people associate with dinosaurs is so good. It's just magnificent, and I think him being a paleontologist really makes this so much better, because he obviously knows, you know, he's a dinosaur expert basically, and being such, he can really like get you to understand how the world was and how these dinosaurs interacted with these ones and these ones with those ones, and it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful book, and it's a really cool cover. I really like this cover. I read this initially in hardback, and it was so much more beautiful because it was just big and it was hard, and but this is still okay because I couldn't get well, I could, but I couldn't afford getting a hardback on Amazon, so I got this one. And I will leave a link down below if you're interested in buying this. I think, I'm gonna say this, I think if I knew he was a paleontologist to begin with, it kind of would have clouded my judgment of the book, because going into it, I didn't know that he was a paleontologist, so I just figured he was just an extremely imaginative man which I guess he still would have to be to make an entire story chronicling the life of a dinosaur. But not knowing that he was actually like an expert on this made it so much more poignant, because I don't know if I'm going to make an analogy, and I don't know how good the analogy is going to be, but say like in Harry Potter, if say J.K. Rowling was, I don't know if it's Rowling or Rowling, but I'm just going to say Rowling, say she was a witch and she actually like went to Hogwarts and experienced a lot of the things that she wrote about in Harry Potter. If you knew that before you read it, you kind of would get the feeling that of course she's going to know what this looked like or what that looked like or how this sounded or whatever, because she was actually there. Instead of the extreme imagination that it took her to come up with an entire world, the whole wizarding world, Diagon Alley and Hogwarts and the people and the animals and the events and everything. And I think that makes it, because she didn't actually like experience these, I think makes it so much better, because then you really have more of an appreciation for the magic of it, the magic of imagination, and how in-depth it can get, and how detailed it can get, even though you haven't experienced anything that's in the book personally. It just makes it so much better, and I think that's how this was for me, because I think knowing, if I knew that he was a paleontologist and he was an expert, would have made me, I still would have loved it, because I just love dinosaurs so much, but I think him actually being an expert and actually like knowing how this was, I mean obviously I kind of thought that he had probably done some research, because I mean this is more based on fact than Harry Potter is, so but the idea that he just did some research and basically could formulate an entire story based on that little research was beautiful. And then I learned that he was a paleontologist, and it just made it so much better. So I'm not really going to talk too much about what happens, because that would kind of give away the magic of this book. I will say though that there is some heartbreak, there is adventure, there's romance, there's loss, there's just so much good stuff in this book. This book is so good. I love it. I will definitely be rereading this at some point. It's so good. And this actually inspired me to... there's a cat. My cat's outside. This actually inspired me to write a book that I'm not currently writing, but that I basically have vaguely outlined so I know what I'm going to write about, and it's about a leopard. Basically, it's kind of going to be along the same lines as this. It's obviously not going to be anywhere near the same, because this is a dinosaur from 120 million years ago, and a leopard is alive today. So, but it's kind of going to be basically the same. It's like going to be through her life and her point of view, and it's going to be so good. I hope. So yeah, I would definitely read this. If you have even the slightest interest in dinosaurs, I would definitely read this one, because it will give you a whole new understanding or a whole new view on dinosaurs, because this book really makes her out to be a feeling and a thinking and a really warm-hearted animal, instead of the cold-blooded killer that we often think of dinosaurs. I don't know if I mentioned, but she's a Utah Raptor, and Utah Raptors are bigger than Velociraptors, because here's a fact for you. Most Velociraptors are actually basically like only the size of a chicken. So there you go. And Utah Raptors are giant. They are I think like 5 or 6 feet tall. Maybe they're a little more than that. I'm not gonna like concretely say how big they are because I don't want to get it wrong and then you're like, that's wrong, you don't know your facts, get your facts straight. They're huge. They're much bigger than velociraptors, and I think they might be the biggest of the raptor family. So yeah, so she can hold her own is basically what I'm going for here. She's not just like some puny little raptor that's running around trying to live. So yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbering now because if I keep going then I'm probably gonna end up saying something that's in this book and I don't want to. So that's all I'm gonna say for this one. Like I said, if you have even the slightest inclination toward dinosaurs, pick this up because it's beautiful and you definitely should check it out. So that's it for this one. That's it for this book review. I love doing book reviews. I'm going to be doing another one fairly soon. I'm going to be filming it right now. So definitely go check this one out. Raptor Red by Robert T Bakker.